Hi, everyone. Welcome. We're so glad you could join us today to talk about Family Search Communities. I'm Courtney Connolly, a product manager for Family Search, and I'm here with my coworker, Mark Mitchell. And today we're going to talk about what Family Search Communities are, how you can get involved, and how they may be beneficial to you. So Mark, why don't you introduce yourself and then we'll jump right in.
So I'm Mark Mitchell. I've been with Family Search about 15 years, and I'm the product manager for the community, or the Family Search community, and really glad to be here with you today, Courtney.
Awesome. So excited to talk to you. So what exactly are Family Search Communities and what can you do in a community?
Well, why don't I start by just taking you to the Family Search community, and
Okay.
as we talk, we can explore. But the Family Search community is a place where users can connect with other users and collaborate around family history topics. They can ask questions, and it's just a group of a place where individuals interested in family history can gather and share and connect remotely and not necessarily have to be in the same place at the same time.
That is so great. We need that especially today, especially this year. Ways to collaborate virtually. That's so great. So what kind of things can you do within this community? And
Well,
how do you find communities to join?
yeah, so interestingly enough, you ask how can you find communities? You can always go to familysearch.org at familysearch.org, if you click on the help button, there's a link directly to
Oh,
community at the bottom.
that's
Or
so
you
great.
can, yeah, um, or you can always type in your address bar community.familysearch.org, and from there you will come to this page. Um,
Okay.
yeah.
That's pretty easy to find.
So what can you do here? Like I said, you can ask questions and questions about how to use Family Search. You can ask other users about their experience, or you can join groups and collaborate with people on a more specific level. We have groups about adoption. We have groups about specific countries. We have groups about specific family things, Latter-day Saint groups, volunteer groups. If you name it, we probably have a group that will fill those needs.
Wow, that's amazing. How many groups are there?
There's over 250 groups in our community today. Some are more active than others, but yeah.
That is awesome. So many great groups to choose from. So what would
So
you recommend if we got to this page? What would be our next steps?
so if you got to this page, if you wanted to find groups, so say for example you wanted to find groups about British research, you could just search on British. You also have the option to narrow groups down by their language, by the region of the world, and by the location. So if you go Africa, actually, let's go Asia, and then you would go to specific countries. But we're just going to search British. And so as we search groups, then it will return. Here's the top results we get. It also breaks it down a little bit. Here are all the British research groups. Here are the Latter-day Saint groups that are related to Britain, and general groups. But for example, say you just wanted to look at British Isles research, you would go into the British Isles Family History Research Group. And then interesting thing about groups is you have a bunch of links of things that can help you, but you can just go in here and ask a question or post something about British Isles research, and someone will get back and you'll have a conversation thread. So here's a conversation thread we have in regards to what do parents have to do to christen their children after 1839 in England, and there's 8 different answers to that question as they go into detail further and further. So
That is so helpful. So basically anything, I bet there's lots of different types of questions and discussions that are happening in these groups.
absolutely, yeah.
That is awesome. And so what are these links on the side? So are there different links per group, I would assume?
Yeah. So here on the right side, here are all the groups I participate in, and this allows me to go to them quickly rather than having to search for them every time.
Okay.
And then Here on the right, we have, these are links of things that might help you in British Isles family history research. So common places that users might go to do that. And you can also see here again on the right, you have members of the group, and you can see all the people participating in this group, and then files.
That is so awesome. So why might someone be interested in joining these different groups?
So there are a couple of things that are interesting for people. Sometimes they have research questions that are specific to a specific area, and they might ask those in the groups. A lot of our foreign language groups have individuals ask for help in translating a document or understanding something. So, and
really
that's a
cool.
great service that we provide. Yeah.
That would be really helpful if you have family from Germany and the records are in German, but you don't know how to read those records. That would be helpful.
Absolutely.
What other types of groups are there? What are some of the most unique types of groups?
One that I really like is this adoption group, because adopted individuals have trouble tracing their family history, and so in this adoption resource group, they kind of act as a support group in helping each other find. They celebrate their successes in finding those items, and then of course the links are extremely useful in as someone wants to embark on the journey of finding information. They have it broken down by different countries, and things you might do specific to your situation.
I love that because that may be a really hard task to try and research your adopted family. And I can imagine someone feeling kind of alone in that task and responsibility, or yeah, and so this group may be really helpful so they don't feel so alone, that there's other people who are also trying to do the same thing and you can learn from what they've learned. That would be awesome. That's really great. So what, oh, go ahead.
I just wanted to point out something else that's really helpful, and one of the main pages people use on the community, because they're members of groups and they ask questions, is this My Feed page. And it's kind of act more like a Facebook feed, so people can keep track of the groups they're members of, things they're following, new things that come up. And so I thought I might point that out to you.
Yeah, that's great. A great quick way to find out what's happening in all the groups at once. At least the ones you follow. That's really great. And you mentioned other languages. So these groups are available in multiple languages?
Yeah, the community itself is available in other languages. If you go down to the bottom, you can switch the language of the community. And then the contents of the community. So say I switch here into Spanish, the contents of the community will remain in language, but the community itself flips and navigation around. And then when they go to groups, the groups can be searched more specifically around groups that are in the language that user speaks.
Wow, I love the different ways you can customize and personalize this experience based on what you're looking for. That's so great. So if someone had a recommendation or a tip or idea to improve a particular group, how do they do that? How do they give that feedback?
Yeah, in fact, this year we merged the functionality of a product we had called Get Satisfaction into the community, and this Ideas tab is a place where our users are able to share feedback on different family search products, the community, anything that they want to give feedback and give suggestions for improvement, engage with our engineering teams, and just have a discussion on how might we improve, how might we help users do, or how might we better provide our service, and have a discussion around that as other users can weigh in and say, oh, I really like that, or I'm not so sure that's a good idea.
That is so awesome. And how do you use this feedback? So it sounds like you're really listening to and gathering this feedback and making improvements based on this. So yeah, how do you use this?
So actually, when we first brought up ideas, there were some functionality we really had to throw it together in a short period of time. But our users told us things like this sort by. We only had 2 options to sort by, and they said we need to be able to sort this by different sort categories than you had there initially. These category filters, they wanted the ability to filter and say, oh, I only want to see help and feedback for, or see the ideas for help and feedback. And so we listened to them and added that capability. Same here for the statuses. Oh, I only want to see things that are new or things that are implemented. Then they can go and do that, or do that functionality.
That is so great.
So yeah, it just gave us an opportunity to listen to our customers, improve this product as we move forward with it.
That is so great. We at FamilySearch love feedback from our patrons, our customers. So keep sending us that feedback. This is a really great place to do that. So all those listening, definitely send us your feedback if you have ideas, recommendations. So many different improvements on our site happen and come from those ideas. So that's such a great way to add that feedback. Thank you for sharing that with us. What else do we need to know about communities?
Well, ultimately, I think one of the things you should know is in the near future, we're moving to a different platform, and our look and feel will change. We look forward to that. At the current time, we don't know exactly when that will be, but it will be in 2021 that you will see that if you're not seeing that right now.
That's exciting. Always making improvements. Can you give us a sneak peek, at least tell us some of the things that are coming?
Yeah, I can give you a little sneak peek.
Awesome.
Here's the main page that we're working on, and it should look somewhat like this. We've gone with a lot more color and a lot more functionality, but we moved to a different platform called Vanilla Forums, and all the functionality that you enjoy today, we expect we'll have in this new site. But we felt like there were opportunities for us to present it in a different manner and to find some efficiencies that we don't have today.
That is so great. Thanks for giving us a sneak peek into what's coming. That's always exciting.
You're welcome.
This is going to be even better. Awesome. Anything else that we should know about communities? Any tips that you have for people on how to make the most of their experience in communities?
Well, my recommendation is go out and participate in the community. Go find what's there. Take a look. Use our search. If you have a question, go search and see if that question's already answered in the community. Our intention with the community is to answer the question that you have once, and then 5, 10, 200 people go and find that answer, and they don't have to ask it. And it makes that information more readily available to them than it is today.
I love that. Learn from what other people have experienced, what they've learned before. Instead of repeating it, learn from what they have found. That's so great. And don't be afraid to add questions and comments.
Absolutely.
Great advice. Well, thank you so much for sharing this with us. I'm excited about these improvements, these new experiences, and I bet our audiences as well. So thank you so much for sharing that. And everyone, go check it out. Go join a community and get involved.
Thank you, Courtney.
Awesome. Thank you.